Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cameron. I have another commentary style video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about the toxicity of girls / women wanting to be, aspiring to be that girl or the it girl. Something that I've seen men going around. People have been talking about how they want to be that girl, making videos on YouTube about how to be that girl and what you need to do to be that girl. And there's positives and negatives, but I think sometimes the negatives might outweigh the positives, and that's where it becomes toxic. I think for a lot of people who are trying to be that girl, I don't think that it's the most healthiest, most productive thing to want to be in life or to strive for in life, depending on what your motivations are behind it. So before we get into this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on post notifications to be notified whenever I post a new video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Cameron_Martin_. And without further ado, let's get into this video. First, I'm gonna talk about the positives about the that girl movement. It could be positive in the sense that it promotes goal setting and it gives women / girls something to aspire to and to want more for themselves and to want more for their lives and to just better themselves all around as a whole. But that's only, of course, if they are doing it for the right reasons. If you're trying to be that girl as far as like wanting to elevate yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or even financially, then I feel like that's very productive and that's a great thing. If you're doing it because you're not trying to compete with other people, you're not worried about what other people, you're not trying to be like someone else, you're doing it strictly and solely for yourself because you want to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, then that's very healthy. I think we as people should always strive to be better, to do better, and to be better than the person we were last week, last year. If you're doing it for those reasons, then that's a great thing. That's a beautiful thing. I think a lot of people don't come from that place and they do it for a place that is negative. For people who want to be that girl, they're doing it for self-improvement and self-empowerment and because they just want to feel really, really great about themselves. I'm all for that, but it's the people who do it for like the ulterior motives is where the problem lies, I think, for a lot of people. I think it all depends on what your definition of being that girl is. If you're trying to be that girl, meaning that you want to start your fitness journey or you want to start a new business, or maybe you want to start going to therapy and trying to learn about yourself to improve yourself, or if you're trying to like just be a better daughter, be a better friend, be a better girlfriend, be a better whatever, and be that girl in that way, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's it. Those are the positive of the that girl, it girl movement. People who want to be that girl in the negative sense, that's where all the issues start. So now we're going to talk about why the that girl movement can be toxic and problematic. I think for a lot of women, being that girl is rooted in materialism. So right now we're in the age of social media, we're in flex culture, and I made a whole video about this, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Every time you go on social media, depending on who you follow, depending on your algorithm, you see a lot of men, women, sometimes even teenagers posting how much money they have, this wads of cash, all their expensive diamonds and jewelry, all their 10-15 cars they have in their garage, their big mansions that they live in, the yachts that they're on, the expensive dinners that they're going to. A lot of people see that and it makes them feel a little envious and it makes them feel a little like FOMO, I guess. And it makes them feel like if their life is not like that, then they're doing something wrong. There's something that they need to aspire to in order to truly feel successful and truly feel fulfillment in their life. I don't know, maybe that will make you feel fulfilled, but I don't think if you're trying to feel fulfilled and it's rooted in materialism and wanting material possessions, I don't know if that's real fulfillment. It's definitely not real fulfillment for me because you can have all that, but you can still be sad and empty and broken inside. So like that shouldn't be like the main goal in life. I think for a lot of women, they see the women on social media who have all these designer bags, they have all these designer shoes, designer clothes, they have all this money. A lot of women think in order to be that girl that they need to have that too, just like the women on social media have. Designer from head to toe, they need to be going on luxury vacations all the time, they need to live in a luxury apartment, a luxury mansion. If they do not have that, they're just like failing in life. I think a lot of women feel like that, or a lot of girls feel like that. They're failing in life if they're not that girl, and by that girl to their standard is materialism and designer bags, designer shoes, and going on a vacation every other week. That's what it means to a lot of women, I feel like. And it's like that because that's what's being constantly promoted on social media. I think a lot of women want that same lifestyle and they think that it's the pinnacle of like success and happiness. And once they achieve that success of having all the designer stuff and having a whole bunch of money in their bank account and going on trips all the time, they think that that's gonna make them that girl and that's gonna be their peak of success and happiness, when they might not have done the work internally to try to find happiness within themselves before they try to find happiness within the material stuff that could really go away within 2 seconds. Being that girl is rooted in being rich and having a lot of followers. You have a lot of followers, you're rich, you have all these possessions, then that's gonna automatically make you that girl. But what are you like on the inside? Are you kind? Are you a good person? Do you like yourself? Because if not, the answer is no to any of those, then you can never be that girl. You still have a lot of areas in your life that you need to really grow and mature. So regardless of how much money you have in your bank account, if you have those areas that you're really struggling in internally, then you're not that girl. You're not that girl. You're not gonna be that girl for a while. You need to chill. You need to chill. The whole problem is social media. Social media wasn't a thing. I think a lot of people would be a lot more at peace with themselves and more at peace with their life because they wouldn't feel like they have so many people to compare their lives to. They wouldn't see all these things of like flex culture, grind culture, people showing off every material possession that they have in their house. So they wouldn't feel inadequate because they don't have those things. They wouldn't try so desperately and so hard to try to fulfill that narrative for negative and toxic reasons, because that's not what true happiness and true success is. A lot of women and girls, they just want to emulate and be like the girls that they see on Instagram because they think that their life is perfect and they think everything's great and they think they have all these things. And how could they have any problems in their life? And they think that it's just going to be amazing if they get those things just like them. That's not the case for most people. Most of the Instagram people that you see who you think is that girl, they're probably miserable on the inside. Probably. I mean, they might be happy. Some of them might be genuinely happy with their lives, but I guarantee you it's not because they're that girl. It's not because they live in whatever house or drive however many cars. It's because they found happiness within themselves, not within things that they buy. But I think most of the people who have like the most followers, they're probably miserable. I'm not saying that to sound like condescending or shady, but like I've heard it too many times. The last person you would think to be like miserable and they hate their life, they are the people who are miserable and they hate their life. The people who have the most followers, people who have the most money. So that's why you should never compare yourself to the people on social media or strive to be like people on social media, because they probably hate themselves behind closed doors. The toxic part of this whole that girl movement comes from women wanting to be like the women that they see on Instagram instead of trying to be the best version of themselves. And of course, being that girl is obviously very subjective. I think many people have a different version of what that girl is, even though I think most people think it's materialism. But say you think you're that girl because you have 10 designer bags, but another person thinks that they're that girl because they have 30 designer bags. Or one person thinks that they're that girl because they have $1 million, but another person thinks that they're that girl because they have $10 million in their bank. So I think I'm that girl, but then the other person looking at you like, no, you're not that girl because I have more than you, or I did more than you. Where's the line? It's different for everybody. A lot of people have like differing opinions on what that is. Even though I think the general consensus is the same, but I think some people have like different standards for what it is to them. And also, I think the big thing, when you aspire to be that girl, it causes separation between you and other women. Because when you say you're that girl, I think the implication behind it means that you're doing better than other people. Because there is no such thing as that girl if we're all successful, if we're all doing well, if we're all, you know, being productive and bettering ourselves and growing as people. There is no that girl because we're all on the same level playing field. Saying you're that girl means that you're doing something that other people aren't doing, that you think other people want to be doing that you're doing. It's just like another way to compare yourself to other women. Imagine if all women were that girl doing the things that a that girl is, there would be no that girl. It causes like separation, and it's a way for people to feel like they're better than other people. I feel like to give them an ego boost, making them feel like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing so great, I'm doing all these things and everybody else is not doing that, so that means I'm that girl, I'm the it girl. That in itself is very toxic. People probably don't even realize that, but if you're trying to be that girl because of materialistic things, then that's very toxic. Every woman is that girl in their own way, and then unless they're just like an awful person, then yeah, you're trash. Every girl has a that girl in there. There's something about every girl that probably another girl probably wishes that they had, whether it's their hair, whether it's their body, whether it's their personality, whether it's their sense of humor, whether it's their intelligence. Something. Most girls have something about them that makes them that girl, that makes them great in whatever area. Everybody has something unique and special that they bring to the table. I think most women, we have that something about us that makes us the it girl or that girl in some way. Okay, so I guess my final thoughts. I think that for the whole that girl movement that's been running rampant on social media for the past like few months, I think it'd be way better, 10 times more productive if people try to be the best version of themselves. Try to grow the person inside themselves rather than trying to be like the women that they see on social media. Focus on bettering yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially for yourself. Not so that you can show it off on Instagram and try to feel like you're better than other people or try to make people feel less than you. If you're trying to do it for that reason, then that's toxic. But if you're trying to do it just solely for yourself, you're not worried about other people, you're not comparing yourself to other people, you're not trying to have other people compare themselves to you, you're just doing it 100% for yourself to try to be a happy person within yourself, then that's the great thing. That's where you should be. Anybody who does it for reasons outside of that, I think can be kind of problematic and toxic. Never let longing for material possessions run your life, because if you do, I feel like that could just lead you to such unfulfillment and deep unfulfillment and just being extremely unsatisfied with your life. If your main goal in life is to just have material possessions, you're just really completely going about it the wrong way. Strive towards being your higher self instead of being the higher self of somebody else or trying to be like the people you see on Instagram, because not everything is what you think. You might think that everything's just perfect and absolutely fine because you see a picture on Instagram, but everything could be just completely falling apart and chaos behind closed doors and you wouldn't even believe it or ever realize it. Just be yourself. Stop trying to be like people on Instagram. And I know that's easier said than done if you're like really heavy trying to be like other people and you're comparing yourself heavily, but everybody's work in progress. Everything's a journey. You gotta take one step at a time. But if you want to step out of that mindset, you can get there if you just try and you work at it. So that's the end of my video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below on the that girl movement and why you think it's toxic or why you think it's positive, whichever. If you think it's more positive than toxic or you think it's more toxic than positive. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Cameron_Martin_, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on post notifications so you be notified whenever I post a new video. I love you guys so much if you made it to the end of this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.